Roy King Yap from Malaysia, up against the Asian Games gold medalists and the beaten finalists last week in Hong Kong, Rankireddy and Shetty. We're looking at this section of the draw, which is the third quarter of the draw. Ong Yu Sin and Tin Yi have been beaten by a player who's won the title before. Wang Qilin won the title back in 2017 with Chen Hongling. Now playing with Chu Xiang Chia, and they're safely through, and that means that in tomorrow's second round match, whoever wins the match we are about to watch will play against that pair from Chinese Taipei. Well, Steen, did you know that Shenzhen means deep drainage ditches?
No, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, well, let me tell you that 40 years ago, this city was a region of fishing towns and swamps, and now it's China's 7th biggest city. And of course, the main gateway to foreign travellers, because it's very easy from Hong Kong to here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here come our players for our next match. Led out by the Malaysians, in fact, led out by Arif. The left-hander. And this is a repeat of the quarter-final last week in Hong Kong. And a week ago, it was at the quarter-final stage rather than the first round here. Well, in fact, the Indian pair have won both previous encounters between these two pairs. There we are. It was a thriller last week in Hong Kong, 3 games. The match lasting an hour and 4 minutes. Well, they did that all of last week, Steen. Chose to receive, the Indian pair.
Yeah, worked reasonably well for them last week.
Do you know, it was such a delight to see them playing well again.
Yeah.
They've had so many injury problems and, of course, personal problems as well, with Rankireddy's untimely death of his father. Simply super to see them playing well again. But this is a Malaysian pair that I think is very much on the up. Left and right-handed combination. And the left-hander is Junadi Arif. He's 23 years of age. And they are currently 20 on the world ranking. They have been 3 places higher for 2 weeks in total, 2 separate weeks at their career high of 17. Roy King Yap is 24 years of age from Muar in Johor, and they're making their 2nd consecutive appearance here. Last year they reached the 2nd round, having caused a bit of a sensation in the 1st round, beating Chen Bo Yang and Liu Yi, who just, I was going to say a month ago, but it was last month. The finals day of the World Championships was the 31st, wasn't it? And they were silver medalists at the World Championships, the pair they beat in the 1st round a year ago. But this is Chirag Shetty, 28 years of age, from Mumbai. Tall man, as you can see, that's about 6'1". Interestingly, sporting idol of Taufik Hidayat, singles player. Always find that interesting. They are former world number 1s, 18 weeks in total across 3 different spells. Went up a couple of places on the world ranking after the final in Hong Kong to number 7. Went up a couple of places on the race to the World Tour finals as well to number 4. Satwik Sairaj Rankireddy turned 25 last month from Umalaperum. And he's slightly shorter of the two, just half an inch or so shorter. Well, their Hong Kong Open final was their first final for almost 16 months since the 2024 Thailand Open, which they won. There's their coach, Tan Kim He. It was also, Steen, a first loss in a 500 final for the Indian pair in their 5th 500 final.
Yeah, but it was a very, very strong Super 500 tournament, the Hong Kong Open.
Our court officials from China and Japan.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Rankireddy, Arif, and Yellow King, Malaysia. And on my left, Rankireddy and City, India. Rankireddy, Arif serve to Rankireddy. Bravo. Play.
So it is the Malaysians nearest to us, Junaidi Arif and Roy King Yap,
Service over. 1
against
lost.
the number 8 seeds Rankireddy and Shetty. Just wide. Had to improvise on the defence there, Shetty. Well, there was quite a drift in Hong Kong as well, Steen.
Yeah.
There tends to be with every big arena.
It's very few that doesn't have some kind of drift. It can be more or less severe and more or less consistent.
Wow, look at this. Flat fast exchanges. In the end, won by the Malaysians. Is that just the natural air current, Steen, that creates the drift, or is it also because of the aircon?
I think it's also because of the aircon, but even in the stadium, if there were no air condition, there would still be some kind of drift because of doors opening and closing, temperature differences. The bigger the arena, the more, maybe that's not correct. I was going to say the more the drift, but I'm not sure that's actually correct.
No. Can't have you giving us stuff information.
No. Depends a bit on also where are we in terms of geography. Are we in a tropical climate, a subtropical climate, or are we in a European, Northern Europe climate? There is some kind of drift in the All England arena, which is also a huge arena, but it's not as severe as in some of the tropical arenas, I think, where we obviously have much more air conditioning in.
Yeah.
Service over. 4-0.
But there is some standards for both the temperature and I guess there's, I don't know if this is direct standard for the drift, but I know that they were measuring the drift in the World Championships in Copenhagen back in 2023. Walked around with air current measurement devices.
Wow.
brilliant control by the Malaysians. A couple of fast-paced pushes. It's directing Rankireddy what needs to be done.
And what's interesting, I was reading earlier in the year, Steve, that Arif and Yap were struggling to adapt to the coach's new philosophy and his way of training, and his way of playing.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think they've improved considerably.
They have. They won their first World Tour tournament, didn't they, in Macau?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And the thing is that when you step outside of your comfort zone, when you have to try something new, you always sort of are struggling in the beginning. Or if you want to change things, if you want to change a thing in your game, then your overall playing strength goes down in the beginning, and most people get disheartened
and give up on it.
And give up, where you need the opposite. You need to say, okay, this is great, this is very difficult for me, so when I master it, I will become so much better.
Yeah. So in other words, you take one step backwards before 2 or 3 or even 4 steps forward.
Yes.
And I think last week in Hong Kong, apart from the fact that they only lost in the quarterfinal stage to the pair they're playing today, in the very first round they beat the number 3 seeds, Astrup and Rasmussen.
Yeah.
And 2 straight games.
Exactly.
That's well played by Rankireddy.
When we get on top of the tape, Rankireddy and Shetty, they're really, really hard to handle, especially now where the Malaysians are playing with the drift.
Nice.
Service over 7-8.
I think something else to back up your theory about taking a step backwards before 2 or 3 forward when you try to change things, and players getting disheartened. At the beginning of the year, the first 4 tournaments that the Malaysians played of 2025, they lost to the eventual champions of that tournament. So, I mean, that's not a bad result, even if you've lost in the first round, which they did in Malaysia, and they lost in the second round of India, and then a couple of quarterfinals in Indonesia Masters and Germany. But if you're losing to the pair that win the tournament, it's not so bad.
That's a really good point, and I've experienced that several times as a coach, where players have sort of lost confidence because they had practiced well for a certain amount of time and thought that now they could beat almost anybody.
Yeah.
So they lost, but they still made a much better performance than they had before. But they got so disheartened by the loss that they sort of lost, so no, we don't really want to do this. We don't really think we can do it. Yeah. And that is a struggle.
So there'll only be 1 point in it. Oh no, sorry, I'm ahead of myself, aren't I?
I don't know if you've seen the next rally on YouTube before we do.
Thank you, Steve. Wow. There's 2 points in it in favour of this pair from India. 11-9 at the mid-game interval here of this opening game.
Behind, they always go to the center there. So for behind them, the opponent, they say, very center. And next one, prepare yourself, defend. It's okay. Take your time. And the next one, I did a very...
Hold on. 20 seconds. Hold on. 20 seconds.
Come to the center, okay. Center is faster. Jangan keras terus.
Okay, coach. Point. Play.
So 11-9 as play resumes. The advantage with the number 8 seeds from India. Nice block. Brilliant.
There's so much battle in the serve situation here and in the flat game.
Indian pair, of course, were beaten finalists a couple of years ago at the China Masters, but it wasn't this arena, was it, Steve? It was the...
Was it in Changzhou?
No, it was the Shenzhen Bay Gymnasium. We were still in Shenzhen, but it was the Shenzhen Bay Gymnasium.
Service over 10, 12.
One of the things that I feel the Malaysians are trying to do is the moment they have the slightest little chance, they want to push the first one and then block the next one off and then move to front court, back court player position with the racket held high, because they know that the Indians are not giving the initiative away freely. Super.
Service over 13, 11. Service over 12, 13. Hey!
Defense.
Service over 14,
Or a low smash, we maybe should call it. Look at this. Wow.
That's just fantastic, isn't it?
Arif, he didn't manage to blink at all before it had passed him. We talked about it in the World Championships that we thought that their defense had improved, or at least I managed to reverse what I said in the opening stages, that I didn't think they have a very good defense, but I really thought they'd improved.
Oh! 15, 12.
There's Tan Kim Her, who was part of forming. Oh, he was the mastermind behind the forming of Shetty and Rankireddy, then left Indian badminton for a while and now is back. He's sort of the Apple Steve Jobs version in badminton.
What a great description.
Service over 13, 15.
Shetty Rankireddy version 6.0.
Oh, it's a good serve.
14, 15. Hey!
Oh, came off the frame. just wide. And back level.
4.
3-point deficit has been closed. Nice change of pace. Good rally.
And the Indians much more happy to lift. Well, they made an error there through Shetty, but they were more willing to lift, to play controlled lift and play from the defense. Just couldn't get it turned around. So Yap and Arif very good at maintaining the control of the rallies, staying in balance and be patient. Momentum with the Malaysians at the moment, the way I see it.
4 straight points. Well, there we are.
Over.
That comes to an end.
4. Service over 17.
That's a lovely block.
Fantastic reactions.
Yeah.
Service over 18, 17.
Oh, that's well judged.
Service over 18, 4.
So it's a battle of nerves right now. Who can make it count?
That's good work by the Malaysians.
Service over 19, 18.
Moving well. Gaining 20 centimeters, 30 centimeters with each shot there.
And that's
Working up.
vital.
Yep.
Wow!
And then
Wow.
tricky serve.
18.
Beat the last 11 points. And more importantly, 2 game point opportunities. Oh, my goodness. Tried the drive serve. Yep. And found the net.
And it also looked like it had too much pace in it, even if it had gone over the net.
What would have gone long, you think?
I think so, if
Yeah.
Shetty would have been able to get out of the way. Oi!
Clever serve out wide by Rankireddy. And all of a sudden, those two game point opportunities have disappeared. 20 all and extra points required until it's a clear 2-point winning margin.
I like what he did there, Shetty. He blocked it instead of keep pushing. Block it, and then you know you have one of the world's biggest smashers on the back court.
So having just saved 2 game points, now the Indian combination, Rankireddy and Shetty, a game point opportunity themselves. Oof, and then he's an error. Right in between the two Malaysians. They both left it for the other. Second game points for Rankireddy and Shetty. I said it was about nerves. I think we've had 2 service errors on game points.
Yeah.
That was ambitious.
And the thing is, if there's a shot, and it's really hard to see on the screen, but if there's a shot in those flat exchanges that lacks a little bit of quality, then it opens up for a better shot from the opponents, and then you're in trouble. Good placement by Shetty here.
And that good placement has earned a 3rd game point opportunity. This time they convert. 24-22. 21 minutes for that opening game in favour of the number 8 seeds from India, Rankireddy and Shetty.
What do you have to organize it? Pressing where? Next one. You also not going to play this. You also not going to play this. So you also going to get to work. Understand how this one? The next one, it's short. You also playing dribble and you serve it. You trying to play dribble. Why don't you take early? If not, then you take your time. It's okay. Don't prepare to defend. You don't have to defend. Nothing. Up. Just make your firm position. Other than nothing. Just again, center, they behind, they come to the center. Both of you get ready. What do you think?
Because some we said it will go out. I think they will start reacting more as just play. I think they will start picking up as a little bit more extra on those sports. Hit ready. Mistake also no problem, but hit maybe racket ready. Then mistake on racket, it's okay, but positioning is a bit stuck.
Just remember that sometimes
paham tak? Mau panjang pun boleh, mau taruh pun boleh panjang. Paham tak? Hah? Kali-kali dia gini kita coba mau lifting, coba. Paham? Servisnya berani tadi di sana, lu geser jangan curi. Berani? Oke? Openingnya kemana? Baiknya dua-duanya begini. Ya.
So one game to the good. The number 8 seeds, Satwik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty.
Second game, level. Play.
24-22 that opening game, having saved 2 game points. The Indian pair, one on their 3rd game point opportunity. Nice block. That's what you liked in the opening game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The block. And,
Yeah.
But this time it was Rankireddy that moved forward.
It was.
I thought last week when I was watching them in the final of the Hong Kong Open, Steen, that in the opening game it occurred to me how well both of the Indian players were playing in either position,
Yeah.
either at the back or at the front. Because, oh, look at that!
Another fantastic save.
Yeah, this time from Shetty. Wonderful defence. But it's not just the reactions, it's the awareness to steer it cross court.
Yeah.
Going back to my point, I always thought of Shetty as really the front court player and the
Yes.
player that wanted to rush to the net. And I thought in the deciding game, he was perhaps over trying to rush the net because he was trying to make a difference. I don't disagree with players trying to make a difference. I think if you're losing and you're behind, and they were a long way behind in the deciding game,
Yeah.
I think you should do something to try and make a difference, but it didn't really work for him.
But I recall that we've often discussed that when they play really well, that's when Rankireddy plays well on the front court.
Yeah.
And he should be allowed to do that. And I think they've improved their defense, and I also think they've improved their ability to function in the opposite role. And I can understand that you want to sort of play in your sharpest formation when it matters most, but if you want it too much and pick the wrong chances, then you get counterattacked. Then it's going to be used against you. That's the same if you go for it too much. Ooh, what's that?
I think he touched the net before the shuttle was dead.
Here it
Let's have
comes.
another look.
Service over. 3.
Ooh, that was a difficult one.
Oh, very difficult. Well, he's apologising to his opponent, so obviously he thought it was a fault too.
Ooh, that's a challenge.
Yeah.
Called out.
We're not in the best position here, but that looked in. To me, that was my initial reaction.
I think we're in a better position this year, Steen, than we were last year, and a better position than I was in Hong Kong.
That's right. You're basically commenting from the basement in Hong Kong.
Not quite. Here we go. What does the instant review say? Just long. Wow.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Service over. 4-0. Play.
Super.
Yeah.
Super play. So, in this second game here, we're going to see Shetty and Rankireddy play a lot of soft shots in the service situation. Try to get the lift, but the Malaysians are playing that situation really well. There's no other option. And the reason why it's so interesting is that if the Malaysians have to lift, then Shetty and Rankireddy, they're getting help from the drift here, so their smashes will be even more lethal compared to what they normally are.
Good drive serve.
Oh, that was lucky.
Lucky net cord. Arif. How did he get up? What defence from the left-hander, Arif.
Reflexes.
Amazing. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see it again, but it was just extraordinary. Crouched down on his haunches. And as you say, Steen, amazing reflexes.
7-6.
I think the Malaysians, they've had to once in a while do what Shetty and Rankireddy did in the second game. Once in a while play a controlled lift with a lot of pressure on the lift, trying to move the backcourt player from the Indian side. Otherwise, I think it gets too cramped on the front court from a Malaysian perspective. Basically, except from the extreme situations where there's a net court and a high lift and so on, then you could play this in your living room back home, because there's no need for those 9 meters ceiling in the men's doubles that the regulation, I think it's a 9 or 9.5 meters that there must be to the ceiling. It's not used here. It's only used in specific situations.
Yeah. 5 straight points. That's a lovely shot. And that's gone long. Make that 6 straight points. From a 5-6 deficit to an 11-6 lead.
For the chance, like this ball. You have to move when like this. Unless you stop, then you turn. Same, only 2 shot. Get ready. Okay?
Call 1, 20 seconds. Call 1, 20 seconds. Play.
So this is a run of 6 straight points for their 11-6 advantage. Rankireddy and Shetty having already won the opening game.
Service over. 7-11.
That was a perfect service return from, was it Arif? No, it was working up, of course. It looks risky, but he got ready to swing for it, and he missed. And if you can do that all the time, then you're winning.
Service over. 12-8.
was an attempt of this controlled lift that I mentioned earlier on, and it wasn't successful.
Oh, brilliant play from Roy King Yap.
Service over. 5, Charles.
That was super. 1, 2, 3, and 4, the final kill. Wonderful. Was landed in.
10, Charles.
Good comeback by the Malaysians here after the interval.
Yeah, 4 of the 5 points since the resumption of play.
Trying to play long alongside the lines and straight lines when they're a little bit below the top of the tape.
Service over. 13, 10.
So 13-10.
Fantastic read.
Service over. 11, 13.
That was crisp, wasn't it? Apart from him hitting in the right direction. Lovely sound off the racket.
Service over. 14, 11.
Good variation on the service return from Rankireddy. Push towards the, I suppose, inner sideline and backline. Keeping the court open. I would like to get to ask a service judge about Rankireddy's serve, because he starts by moving his racket up to almost horizontal, and then he takes a little pulse, and then he hits it again. So in my opinion, that's actually 2 movements. Oi, fantastic.
Another 3. 2 off the floor. And then the winning drop shot from Roy King Yap. What magnificent play by Arif. Completely loses his balance. 2, 3 off the floor. That's just extraordinary.
And he takes the pace out of the last one of those defensive actions. Arif, absolutely amazing to have the awareness when you're lying down there and getting attacked by perhaps the strongest attacking men's doubles in the world.
1 point in it.
There's the good block from Rankireddy. Wait, Schrager's gone.
Oh, he's pushed it wide.
Service
That's a
over.
pity.
Beijing 13.
Roy King Yap running off to change his racket. Well, there's only been one Malaysian pair in the final of the China Masters, Dean. That was the very, very first China Masters. And I think it was a Grand Prix in those days,
Yeah.
2005. 20 years ago. Chun Tan Fook and Lee Wan Wah.
And Lee Wan Wah, he's here.
Yes, as coach to the Japanese team.
Yes.
I think the first was played in Beijing as well.
Was it?
I
I thought
think
it was
so.
Changzhou. You might be
It
right.
was Changzhou for many years.
Yeah.
First was Beijing, then it moved to Chengdu,
13.
and then in 2008 it started in Changzhou.
What?
Oh, this is a nice little cushion now. 3-point advantage. Oh,
Wait, that's a
clever.
beauty.
Oh!
Brilliant play.
17, 13.
Two really good rallies from Shetty and Rankireddy.
Hey!
Yeah, well played.
18, 13.
Well, they've always played, seemed to play well here in Shenzhen. A final and a semi-final. Final 2 years ago, as we were talking about earlier, and the semi-final last year.
Wait.
And now,
19, 13.
just 2 points away, the Indian pair from their first victory in the 2025 edition of the China Masters.
And Shetty is oozing confidence now. They both are.
Yeah,
20.
and so they should at match point opportunities, 7 of them. Only needed the one. 24, 22, 21, 13. The margin of the victory for Satwik Sairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty. Well, there was some amazing rallies played by the Malaysians,
Joined by Satwik
and they may well regret those 2 missed opportunities to close out the opening game. 42 minutes in total for the match, which is interesting because both games taking 21 minutes, although the opening game was very close, 24-22. So better rallies definitely in the second game, longer rallies. Still discussing how they could improve.
Yeah. I think it was Shetty talking about how they could improve.
There is confirmation, 24-22, 21-13, through to the second round where they will play with Chu Xiang Chia and former champion Wan Chilin. Welcome back to Shenzhen. Day 2 of action, which means it is first round play, I should say, here at the China Masters. Next up is a really intriguing